Let's go. What is good, crypto people? What's up, crypto fam? Life is good. Internet is not so great. What in the world? Ripple's latest insights on Liquidity Hub. XRP is not advertised. It's not what you think, people. It's not what you think. I'm going to get into it. It got me wondering why it wasn't on there. It got me wondering what's going on with that. Why is that on there? I'm going to share that with you. You want to stay tuned. It's what we've been talking about on this channel for a while now. You got to pay attention to the bigger picture. We'll get into it. This is a long game. Ripple gets to this is a long game. I can't wait to cover this. There's some interesting stuff. Life is good. We're early adopters in this new asset class, in the digital asset space. Hey, what is going on, crypto people? It is the Crypto Siege with another day in the life and the crazy life that is a digital asset space. A lot of talks and stuff kind of going on. Fire alarms going off a little bit about Ripple's latest insight on its liquidity hub, and no mention in diagrams of XRP. Got Bitcoin up on there, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum. No kind of mention of XRP. Now, there's a reason for that, and it has little to nothing to do with liquidity. Little to nothing to do with liquidity. We're going to get into that for sure, man. It is a good day to be alive, family. It is a good day. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me do that. Let's do that. Yeah, it's a good day to be an early adopter in this new asset class that is a digital asset space. It's a good day to know what you hold. It is so hugely important in today's environment, especially if you are a U.S. citizen, if you're a U.S. citizen, if you're an U.S. citizen, something like that. It's more important than ever to know what you hold. I just think you should ponder, right? My mentor used to say to me, you can determine the value of an idea based upon the value of its detractors. You can determine the value of an idea, like the digital asset space, based upon the value of its detractors. We have a current administration and a group of 9 regulators coming at the digital asset space. You got media, mainstream media, attacking the idea of Bitcoin mining. You can determine the value of an idea based on the value of its detractors. You really, really can. It's an interesting time, my guys. It is really, really an interesting time to be an early adopter in this new asset class. It really, really is. I hope that you guys understand what it is that you hold. We're going to get into the liquidity hub here. So the sky's not falling. I know the XRP community, man, wait a minute. Ripple's not, what? XRP is not mentioned in the Ripple's Liquidity Hub? What in the world? I remember that another XRP community member sounded the alarm in reference to Flare networks. Like, wait a minute. It was in reference to I think it might have been the F asset system. I'm not certain, but it had to do with something with Flare networks, whether it be the F asset system, and I think it was the F asset system, right? Sounding the alarm, right? Wanting, right? This is important. Wanting to keep the XRP community updated, right? We want to make sure the XRP community is in the know. Right. So sounded the alarm on something that Hugo Villian said. Right. Right. So if Hugo is saying something, right, and you take that and interpreted it as one thing, but it's actually something else for another reason, you can put something out there, and because of your influence, you could be unintentionally spreading a false narrative. Unintentionally, of course. Because I've always said that the XRP content creators are the best content creators in the entire ecosystem. But it doesn't mean that sometimes we get it wrong. Sometimes didn't I get Celsius Network wrong? I got Celsius Network wrong. I did 2 live streams owning up that I got it wrong and apologize to the community about it. 2 live streams, right? So sometimes we're going to get it wrong, but it's important that when we do, we own up to it. Still waiting on the video from the dude who keeps claiming he's going to do the video. Still waiting on the video. I haven't seen the video yet, but I digress. So here's the deal. Sometimes we get it wrong, right? So this is another example of, getting it wrong, in my opinion, right? Ripple's latest insights on its liquidity hub, and there's no mention of XRP, Michael O2. What's going on, my dude? Right? We're going to cover why that is, and we're going to cover why this little thing that's happening, kind of off to the side, but still kind of in the XRP community ecosystem, why it's important to understand that that's going on, and why it's just not a person leading a group of people to take your XRP. Why it's not that. Right? So we'll get into that as well. Shout out to Elite X. I'm looking forward to hooking up with those guys over there at Elite X, at Elite X_financial, I believe it is on Twitter. Liquidity provider, lending out your assets, being able to borrow against them. Massively important. Reached out. I can't wait. I think I got back to them, but I'm gonna get back to them again. Perhaps have them on the channel. They got some latest and greatest stuff kind of going on with that platform at elitex.pro. To kind of check it out, see what's going on. What's going on there? What is this? We got a little mat buggy thing going on. I hate that. So yeah, we're going to cover that, guys. Listen, the market is doing what the market does. This whole Bitcoin at 30,000. Okay, cool. I'm still in the camp that we're going in the other direction. But hey, I would love to be wrong, but that's where I am. Until my guy Gareth Soloway says something different. Gareth Soloway. Until he says something different. Is it Garrett or Gareth? My gosh. Until he says something different, I'm sticking with it. I'm just sticking with, hopefully there's some people that were able to take some profits, a little bit of profits. Hopefully. It's always great to see, greens on the 7-day. It is, it's cool. But I don't think that I don't think the bottom has been reached yet by Bitcoin. I know it's not great news, but I don't think it has. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll know fairly soon. In about 5-6 months, we're gonna know. fairly soon. But again, market's just kind of doing what it does, right? Broston Mash _ Primate. Hey, what's going on, bro? It is Gareth. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. Good to see you checking in the stream before. Where you checking in before? I've never seen you check into the stream before. Where are you checking in from, Broston Mash? I don't know much about Michael O2 asks Siege, how is Casino Coin getting on with their gambling license? I understand that they're making great strides with Casino Coin. I'm not in that ecosystem. I don't get on any kind of communications that they may have, whether it be Discord or Telegram or Twitter Spaces. I don't know enough to intelligently report about them. But I saw a couple of things on Twitter, but it's my understanding is they're making some really significant strides. New Hampshire. Oh, okay. That's what's good. The Northeast. Awesome. I love it, bro. Love it. Appreciate you checking in. I hail from the great state of New York, my friend. Got the Northeasters in the building. Oh, you always catch my lives late. I got you, my friend. Appreciate you checking in, man. Definitely appreciate you being here for sure. Ripple's latest insights on this liquidity hub, not mentioning and or displaying the digital asset XRP, but displaying in the dashboard Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, and Ethereum. Got a lot of people wondering, got a lot of people pondering what's going on with that. I think it's really, really, really simple. I really, really do. So yeah, I think it's really, really simple. So here's what I'll say. The sky's not falling, XRP community. It's okay. Nothing has changed. Ripple's greatest asset is XRP. It's not Bitcoin. It's not Bitcoin Cash. It's not Litecoin. And it certainly is not Ethereum. Alex Yeet is in the building. What's good, my friend? Hope you are well. Make sure if you're driving, be careful on the roads, my guy. The real Big Will is here. Good to see you. Very, very, very good to see you. I got to tell you, I've been really, really busy working on this freaking cash flow business, man. Facebook is something. Facebook is something. Like, we advertise on Facebook and YouTube. Facebook is something. Like, what the world? I'm glad I don't have any hair. Facebook is something, family. But yeah, so I've been really, really busy with that. That's why the last couple of days I wasn't able to do any live streams for sure. I think it's really, really important to understand the lanes that you operate in and understand the ones that you don't, right? Ripple is operating in a lane that we're not operating in currently, right? Ripple is operating and running its business under regulatory uncertainty and a United States government entity's lawsuit, right? And I think I forgot to continue on with the Flair and the Hugo content creator, hearing Hugo say something. I thought it was one thing when it was actually another, because as a CEO of a company looking to market its product in the United States, there's things that you can say, display, and can't say, and can't display. Because of wanting to operate your business in the US. So there's things that you can say, there's things that you just can't say. There's things that you can display publicly, and there are things that you can't display publicly. Gary Morgan, good morning to you, my friend. This is where Ripple is operating currently, and this is where Flare is trying to not operate. Flare is not trying to become, in other words, Flare Networks and Hugo Felion are not trying to put themselves in the same boat as Ripple. So when Hugo, as the CEO, speaks, and when Hugo and the Flare Networks put stuff out for display, they got to be careful. Right? They have to be careful. And I would humbly suggest to you that Ripple's latest insight is 1000% exactly that. And I'm going to share with you with my good friends from ChatGPT 4 why I say that. Yeah, I'll share with you. Gary Morgan, appreciate you checking in. Danny Lowe, the OG, the greatest trader in the history of the digital asset space, is in the building. What's going on, Danny Lowe? Good to see you, bro. It's great to see you, for sure. Mr. J says, morning, everyone. Mr. J, good morning to you. Now, I'm pretty sure I've never seen Mr. J check in on the stream. Where are you checking in from, Mr. J? Guys, do me a favor, hit that like button if you didn't do so on the way in. It's no worries. Just collapse the chat, go smash the like button, and then come back and hang out with the Crypto Siege. Appreciate you being here this morning. We're going to go over the numbers. I get it. We'll go over the numbers. People get excited to see Bitcoin. People get excited for 7 days. I get it. It's nice to see some gains. Danny is funny. Neil F is in the building. What's going on, Neil? Just tuned in. What's happening with the XRP Liquidity Hub? Well, it didn't mention XRP, my friend. Didn't display, and actually mentioned and displayed Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and Ethereum. You know, what the world, right? Mr. J is checking in from Chi-Town. I love it, man. We had a really good time. We visited Chi-Town a couple of times. We had a really, really good time there. Love Chi-Town. You know what I mean? So we're going to cover that, the whole reason why. Yeah, Neil left. XRP not mentioned in the Liquidity Hub. And content creators got to sound the alarm. But there's no fire there. It's just simple business operating in the US. That's all it is. I would argue that it has little to no thing to do with liquidity. Got you, you son of a not very good. I would argue that it has little to no thing to do with liquidity and why XRP was not mentioned or displayed. We're going to get into it. We'll cover it. Alex G says most companies take around 10 plus years to be successful. Ripple, it's been around for 13 years now. I don't think it's going to take much longer time to explode. Let XRP do what it's supposed to on a clear law, 100%, right? Ripple is currently operating under two big things. Number one, regulatory uncertainty. Well, so is the rest of the digital asset space, right? The rest of the digital asset space is operating on a regulatory uncertainty. Ripple, in addition to that, is operating its business currently with a lawsuit. With the lawsuit, it's not a loss. I didn't sue Ripple. You didn't sue Ripple. The United States government sued Ripple, not the SEC, right? It's like the SEC's this little thing will make it sound like it's not something bigger than what it is. It's the US government. Ripple is operating a business under regulatory uncertainty, and a lawsuit from the United States government. Got to get that. Got to get that. Got to get that. Daniel Law says, I have not been doing any trading lately. I've been just sitting on my stacks. I have enough powder to just stand by. I hear you, bro. Danny Loft is liquid. Danny is liquid, baby. All right, guys. So let's go over this market real quick. That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I found some. Danny Law says the bank sued Ripple. The SEC is just doing the bank's bidding, 1,000%. I found out some stuff. I can't wait to share with you about JP Morgan and how powerful this dude really is. And the fact that he's hooked up with Ethereum tells you something. Dude is massively powerful. Massively. And because I always tell people that a lot of times your greatest strength can also be your greatest weakness. That's part of the reason in life. Your greatest strength can sometimes be your greatest weakness, right? It can oftentimes be your greatest weakness. In this country, one of our great strengths is our freedoms to live our lives and the enormous benefits that come from that, right? We can wake up tomorrow knowing that there is a judicial system, there's a Congress, right? That we can wake up every morning knowing that there's a checks and balances. I forget the third thing. What is the third thing? I don't know. It's been a long time since I've been in high school, right? Got judicial system, we got Congress, right? What's the other third? Checks and balances. I forget what it is. But anyway, you guys know what it is, right? We can wake up every morning with that, knowing that. We can wake up every morning knowing that there is a constitution, there's amendments, right? That affords you a certain freedom to just kind of live your life, right? We know we got mainstream media, it can keep you up to date if that's what you rely on, right? These freedoms, right? There's this free thing. And so what can happen with these freedoms is this ability to just have your head in the sand and just trust that things like the constitutions and amendments and all other kind of stuff got your back, that you're good. And what the elite of the elite have recognized is that the vast majority of people are not paying attention. They're just living their lives and appreciating their freedoms. One of those elites, in my humble opinion, is Jamie Dimon and JP Morgan. Anyway, we'll get into that. Executive, judicial, and congressional. Thank you, Daniel. Off the executive branch, of course, right? We can kind of live free and do our thing, right? But we always have to pay attention, right? We're in the digital asset space, probably more so than any other space. We recognize that the head in the sand approach to things is not cutting it. Right? All right, so let's get into the numbers. Then I'm going to share you why Ripple and my good friends ChatGPT-4 are going to share with you why Ripple did what they did with the liquidity hub. All right, let's do this real quick. Share the screen. Share the screen. Go with these freaking numbers that don't really mean anything, but let's go over those real quick. Shout out to CoinGecko, Danny Love. Shout out to CoinGecko. The total crypto screw coin market cap. Screw coin market cap. CoinGecko is the one, my friends. According to CoinGecko.com, the total cryptocurrency market cap is at 1.33 trillion. For all the new folks in the stream, that is down from over $3 trillion. Yeah. So 1.33 trillion currently is up 2.1%. The Bitcoin dominance, Danny Lode, is at 44.6%, which means there is no alt season happening. There is no bull run happening currently with the Bitcoin dominance of 44.6%. This is just sideways movement. That's it. Bitcoin is trading at $30,612. It's up 9% on the 7-day. Not quite double figures, but it's close. Ethereum is trading at $2,100, 12.2% on the 7-day. I thought I saw Cardano. That's Cardano up 12% on the 7-day. Shout out to Cardano holders. Danny Low trading at 43 cents. XRP is trading at 52 cents, right? There it is. That's the market. It's just doing what it does. So anyway, I got to thinking about this. Crypto Eddie put a tweet out, a couple of tweets out. She put a video out. Of course, I watch everything that she puts out. Crypto Eddie is just genius in motion, right? So I'm watching this video and she's displaying these tweets and I'm like, why would you not have XRP in that liquidity hub thing? When, like she correctly pointed out, Burla talked about liquidity hub, and he said in the tweet, the first asset, I think he said like the first asset or beginning with XRP, then they mentioned Bitcoin and other assets, right? And so now a lot of people would think, what's the pivot? Why isn't XRP in there? Right? What's going on right now? Why would XRP not be listed? I mean, this insight just came out. I think just came out 13/14, right? Like what in the world? Why would it not be on there, right? Let's see if I got it. It don't make sense, man. April 13th, there it is. Just came out. Liquidity Hub, our B2B crypto, our B2B, important. Crypto liquidity API solution, important. B2B, important. Officially open for business. Interesting. We are excited to announce that Ripple Liquidity is officially open for business. Last year, we launched a successful pilot, and now Liquidity Hub is publicly available. Very massively important to understand the distinction. It is publicly available to provide businesses with a simple, seamless way to manage their crypto liquidity needs designed for usability and interoperability. It gives enterprise customers a competitive advantage in a multi-asset future. Isn't that interesting, right? Got CBDCs on here, got some cross-border solutions on here. Liquidity Hub benefits from all hard-won lessons Ripple gained sourcing liquidity from other providers and across multiple venues for ODL. I ask you, and perhaps this may give you a clue to where I'm going, where is the vast majority of ODL transactions taking place? Anyway, so it goes on here, got some stuff going on here, tell you the benefits and stuff, right? I mean, and that's all cool, right? I mean, that's cool stuff. And then you go here to, if you want to learn more about how Liquidity Hub works, how Ripple's Liquidity Hub works. Turnkey liquidity and global payment platform, payout platform, built specifically for enterprise needs. Another thing that's important to note, and they telling you how it's going to kind of work, right? Got on market makers and exchanges, got the over-the-counter desk. They're going to go through Ripple Liquidity Hub to access some Litecoin, some Bitcoin, some Bitcoin Cash, and some Ethereum. And I'm like, what? Wait, what happened? Why no XRP? So in the crypto seizure zone, we got to thinking and pondering, what could that be? So I went to my friend and partner, ChatGPT-4. I'm like, hold on a second. I may need to I may need to do it again because I haven't been on it in a while. I'm like, what's going on here? Chat GPT, be all knowing up to 2021 thing. Why no for no XRP on Ripple's liquidity thing, right? It got me thinking, right? It's got me thinking there a little bit. So I thought to myself, and I don't know why, okay, there it is. I don't know why, but for some reason, I thought to myself, something that Jimmy Valley has tried to educate the XRP community on, right? Jimmy Valley, Linda P. Jones, right? These people who operate in different lanes than you and I as digital asset holders. Cloud on title. Cloud on title. It's a phrase that Jimmy's used a number of times, you know, M&A lawyer, billions of dollars in merge and or transactions in the billions. As an attorney, he used this phrase, cloud on title. He said that the asset has a cloud on title. I thought to myself, cool, when listening to him on Linda P. Jones, when listening to him on different interviews, the cloud on title thing made sense to me, given his background. Of course, I checked his background out, mergers, right? Billion-dollar transaction, cloud on title. Everything that he said made sense to me. Okay, this is before, you know, Chat GPT. So here's what I did. I said, I asked Chat GPT, whatever it's called, can a digital asset have a cloud on title because of things like lawsuits, which Jimmy Valley said was one of the reasons for this cloud on title. It was because of a lawsuit by a United States government entity, right? ChatGPT just happened to say, yes, it is possible for a digital asset to have a cloud on title due to legal disputes such as lawsuits or claims of ownership, and the or is important. Remember, Jeremy Hogan, attorney legal briefs, Jeremy Hogan sounded the alarm about our Fourth Amendment rights being breached because Jeremy operates in lanes that you and I don't operate in. So pay attention to the claims of ownership for the future. So yes, it's possible for a digital asset to have a cloud on title due to legal disputes such as lawsuits or claims of ownership. A cloud on title refers to any legal claim or other issue that creates uncertainty. Ripple's motto is a liquidity hub is a B2B thing for enterprises. Can't afford uncertainty. Ripple, the company, can't afford uncertainty. The enterprises can't afford uncertainty. So a cloud on title refers to any legal claim or other issue that creates uncertainty or ambiguity about the ownership of a property or asset. In the context of digital assets, this could include situations where there are competing claims to the ownership or disputes over the transfer or use of the asset. For example, if there is a lawsuit or other legal disputes over the ownership of or use of a particular digital asset, this could create a cloud on title that makes it difficult for the asset to be bought or sold. Until the dispute is resolved. Similarly, if there are conflicting claims of ownership or control over a particular asset, this could also create a cloud on title. If there are conflicting claims of ownership or control over a particular digital asset. This could also cause a crowd on title. Let me share something else. So I went on to say, because I'm just pondering, I asked ChatGPT-4, if a private company holds a digital asset that has a cloud on title because of a lawsuit in the United States, would it be prudent to advertise the use of that asset? New lead came in. Awesome. Thank you. If a private company holds a digital asset, says ChatGPT, if a private company holds a digital asset that has a cloud on title, these are legal terms recognized by people in that profession. I didn't know about cloud on title. I've been on this planet for a number of decades. Never heard of cloud on title. Now, just because I've never heard of such a thing and heard of this term, does that mean it doesn't exist? If a private company holds a digital asset that has a cloud on title due to a lawsuit in the United States, it would generally not be prudent to advertise the use of that asset until the legal dispute has been resolved. ChatGPT goes on to further say, advertising the use of an asset that is subject to legal disputes could potentially exacerbate the dispute and lead to further complications or legal actions. It could also, and this is important because Ripple has shareholders, it could also create uncertainty or doubts in the minds of potential investors or customers, which could negatively impact the company's reputation or financial standing. In addition, advertising the use of a digital asset that is subject to legal disputes could potentially be seen as a form of misrepresentation or fraud, particularly if the company does not disclose the existence of the legal dispute or the risk associated with holding or using the asset. So there it is, fam. In my opinion, Ripple's Liquidity Hub's latest insight not displaying or mentioning XRP is merely a prime example of cloud on title. That's it. It has little to no thing to do with actual liquidity of the asset. There it is, Danny Lowe. There it is, Neil F. That's the Crypto Siege's humble opinion of the whole thing. That's it. Ripple is a private company looking to operate in the US. Right? This is a prime example of the thing that Hugo is doing. Now, Hugo, unfortunately, he didn't articulate it well enough for all of us to understand why he made that statement. Hugo Philion and Flare Network, they're not trying to get in the same boat as Ripple. They're doing their darndest not to get in that boat. That's why he made that comment. I believe it was about the F assets, because he doesn't want to make comments and or statements that perhaps the US and its government entities can come and attack him for. That's what it was about. The dude is not a criminal trying to rip people off. He's not. He's a dude building a project. Right? So, Darcy, what's good, my friend? Alex G says, bro, Crypto Eddie. Crypto Eddie is in the building. What's going on, miss? Appreciate you being here. She says, that cloud on title question is interesting. Thank you. She said, that makes sense, right? So there it is. That's it right there. So that, in my humble opinion, that is what it is. It's, you know, they have to, I didn't even know that. I read this liquidity hub thing earlier. I didn't even know it was an official, it's an official launching. Like they're officially operating, right? They're officially operating, which is really cool and exciting. And hopefully somewhere along the lines, after resolution of this madness, you know, XRP will be up in there, right? Because, you know, Ripple, they have to tread lightly. They got shareholders. they got shareholders. They can't mess around. They can't make no mistakes. They can't make no mistakes. The U.S. government sued them. That's not a small thing. That is a big thing. It's a big thing. Ripple tries to downplay it as, you know, hey, you know, we'll just be off in some other countries. No, it's a big deal. It is a big deal. You know, I know it's a really big deal. When you get 2-bit idiot turning around and making a complete 180 on the asset XRP, you know that this lawsuit by a United States government entity is a big deal. Right? When you get that dude turning around, you know it's a big deal. Mixed, aka J So, nice to see you. Legendary is in the building. All the blue wrenches are here. Elon knows all about making statements on Twitter that the SEC can use. Absolutely. Elon's a smart guy. He can't stand the SEC. You got Congress people blasting the SEC. Hey, I'm reaching out to you repeatedly, asking you for info, and you're just ignoring us. I mean, they actually put out like a little threat to the SEC, started by Congressman Patrick McHenry. Like, look, these unelected officials, we can't walk around with our head in the sand, man. We can't walk around with our heads in the sand. I was watching an interview with a lady and Natalie Brunell, BTC Maxi, without question. But she was interviewing a lady and she was speaking to the ills of JP Morgan and Jamie Dimon and US entities who do not, let me repeat, who do not want you and I and the digital asset space to be our number one source as a form of money. No. They want that to be the dollar. Yeah, because they got control over the dollar in the monetary system. And JP Morgan is, I'm telling you, that Jamie Dimon dude, not good. You want to know why he's just getting fines all the time? You want to know why when they sit down and say, what are we going to do that's not legal, that is unethical? What are we going to do? Then part of that formula is how much is it going to cost us, and how much profit can we make after the costs? That's their formula. Yeah, because when you make billions in a quarter in profit, you can do that. Mix says, nice to catch you live. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. So that, guys, again, I wanted to share that with you to just you know, kind of my thoughts, my food for thoughts there. Don't know how I somehow thought about the cloud on title, but it just kind of came to me, and I just got to getting on Chat GPT to see what's good. And I would offer to you to pay attention to Jeremy Hogan's tweet about the Fourth Amendment rights being breached. I would pay attention to that. You know, the Fourth Amendment right, where you're supposed to have this right to reasonable search and seizure, reasonable, but it doesn't preclude this search and seizure if the courts deem, if the courts, not if you and I deem, but if the courts deem that this search and seizure is reasonable, search of your home and seizure of your assets and it's up to the courts to decide whether that would be reasonable or unreasonable. And I ask you again, if it comes to that, if it comes to such a thing, and you show up to court, what are you showing up to court with? Because I promise you, your ledger will not be enough. And I can say that because I operated for decades in such entity, which that would be US government. I know what they can do and can't do. I've seen it. But anyhow, I digress. Just some food for thought. So there it is, fam. I hope that was valuable to you. Let me know if you had a chance to use that app that you can pay your freaking bills with for crypto. Loveapp.spritz.finance. I love them. Danny Lowe says, think about it, Siege. If you manipulate the metals market and make billions, then the government fines you a few million. Why would you stop? It's like they are partners in crime. They are, in my opinion, partners in crime. ROI library. What's up, my friend? What's good? But anybody use that apps.spritz.finance? I love the app. I love being able to pay my bills with crypto. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Because, you know, we're in DeFi. So we get some gains in DeFi. We get some gains in staking. And so we take that, we turn it into USDC. We hop on the Polygon network because the Spritz app will let you choose the network that you want to operate on to pay said bills. Hop on Polygon, pay the bills in USDC. It's all good. I told Miss Crypto Siege about it. She loved it. Loved it. Yeah, absolutely loved it. And don't forget about the Umbria bridge, guys. Umbria, UMBRIA. Narni bridge. It'll be a link in the description of this video for the apps Spritz finance. Absolutely love it. So guys, listen, continue to hodl strong. It's important. Strengthen your resolve. Again, I say, like I said in the beginning of the live stream, you can determine the value of an idea, like the digital asset space, based upon the value of its detractors. Right now, one of the biggest detractors is the wealthy, arguably the wealthiest nation ever created, government and government entities. I would encourage you to think about that. I would encourage you to think about that when you're talking about the technology and missing the new form of money. Isn't the new form of money and the choice that you have, doesn't that significantly outweigh technology? Can't technology be improved upon? And sure, there are certain ecosystems who are improving their technology at a faster pace and rate than others, but they're all improving their technology. What we want, however, is more choices, not less choices. We want decentralized finance to win. Are we going to turn in our bags? Are we going to give up and just settle for the fiat dollar system and its monetary policy that has yet to figure it out? Or are we going to look to some other assets and their monetary policy for the forms of money that we choose, as opposed to having a form of money in its monetary policy thrust down our throats? We need more choices, more options. We don't want Bitcoin failing. Don't be fooled by this guise of energy consumption. They want you selling your Bitcoin and your XRP and your Ethereum. They want you selling it so they can buy it on the cheap. They know the prowess of this new digital asset space. They know where it's going. They know where it's headed. They know. They know that Bitcoin has a really, really good chance of winning the store of value marketplace digitally. They know it. They know that other nations have recognized and have been awakened to the United States and its weaponization of the fiat dollar and its monetary system. So other nations are choosing to do something else. They're choosing a new form of money, and they're choosing a new monetary policy. They finally awaken to the fact that they, in partnership with this nation, were giving up their valuable assets for the not so valuable asset of the fiat dollar. And in addition to that, the monetary policy behind it was to print more of it, thus reducing whatever value that it has. So hold on a second. I'm Ecuador, and I'm giving up my valuable resource to you in exchange for this fiat dollar that you are intentionally, because of your monetary policy, got the Federal Reserve trying to figure stuff out. When have they ever figured out anything? So because of your monetary policy, you're just printing more of it, making the thing that I exchanged, that I now hold, to be less and less valuable. It's as simple as that. Nations are waking up. El Salvador is not the only one. Neither is Venezuela. St. Kitts and Nevis is right on the verge, on the cusp of making Bitcoin Cash legal tender. Right? People just waking up. Listen, the creature from Jekyll Island is real. Listen to me, my friends. The confessions of an economic hitman is real. That's the only way that France would ever come out and say anything about walking away from the US. It has to be so real and so in your face. And it has to be such a huge awakening that France would talk about relying less on United States dependency. France. That's how blatant it is, and has become, and that's how wide open in your face it is about the fiat dollar and the monetary policy from this nation. That's a big awakening, my friends, a big awakening. So there it is there, guys. I hope the live stream has been of value to you. It's been a really, really cool hang. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being here. Danny Love is out. See you, Danny Love. Everyone have a blessed day. Got to run. Ukraine is, look, politics are just, they're not great. Legendary. Ukraine is a huge money laundering operation that our wonderful politicians want to keep going. John 316 is in the building. How are you, my friend? We finally got our flare on Coinbase. Nice. That's so good to hear. I saw the announcement. Maybe Celsius Network will finally do the same. I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy for you, John. Kyle T. Moore is in the building. Hey, Siege. What's going on, Kyle T. Moore? Crypto Eddie, see you later. See you later. Thanks for checking in. Crypto Eddie checking the Crypto C-SPAN stream. I appreciate that. Legendary. Thanks for the great information, Siege. You're welcome, my friend. You are welcome. So there it is, guys. I hope it has been of value to you. If it has, do me a favor, hit that like button, smash the like button. It's going to help with the YouTube algorithm. And maybe one of these years, days, months, we'll break the shadow ban on the channel that's been going on for over a year with the sub count. Craziness, madness, craziness. I don't know how to explain it. And if you've been hanging out, watching the Crypto Siege and haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel and ringing a notification bell so you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all of my videos and remind you guys of this.
Old money doesn't want you to win. They don't want us to win. They would rather that we remain a cog in their perpetual wheel of trading our time for dollars. They don't want us to play in the same playground that they play in, where we allow our money to work for us. This is our chance to win, guys. The digital asset space is our chance to win. We are in the midst of the greatest transfer of wealth in the history of man. Are you participating, or are you standing on the sidelines? Here's what I do know, that the battle for you has already been fought, and the victory is yours. Go get it.
I'll talk to you soon, guys. See ya. Bye.